Here we go, up and running. Check audio, looks good. Stream okay, drop frames 0 kilobytes, okay. Good morning, gang, good morning, good morning. We have a normal Monday morning here, I think. It's a tiny bit overcast, be a normal day, no problem at all. It'll be quiet here. It was a busy weekend in Asakusa. It was the Samba festival on Saturday. The place was jumping. So it'll be a very quiet Monday, I think, out there. In here, I'm not sure. We don't even know what to expect. That purple thing outside, yeah, I know, I hung it up there. The street back and forth here, we are down the street near Sensoji Temple is a major kindergarten. Sensoji Temple, or Dempo Inn, the temple associated nearby Sensoji, has had a kindergarten for many years. It was a temple school going back in the old days. It was a kindergarten nowadays. So this street is one of the access roads to go to the kindergarten. And every morning, not quite at this time, but towards 9 o'clock, mums go riding along with their kids on the back of their bicycle. It's a commuting route to the kindergarten, back and forth. And now and then a kid on the back of the bike will drop a shoe or something like this, or the kid drops his hat or something. And the mother doesn't notice, she's driving along. And the other day when I was out there just doing something, I saw a mother ride along and something dropped off the back. Too late, she's gone. So you can't just leave it sitting in the middle of the street, so you hang it up there, hoping that when she comes back down, she sees it. But it's been there now for a couple of days. When did I do that? Saturday, I guess. So yeah, that's right. So she wouldn't have seen it. So maybe this morning, when she goes by on her bike to the kindergarten, it will catch her eye. She will see it there and pick it up. Who knows? Let's see. It's no big deal. It's just a little purple shopping bag. Okay, let's get going. So nothing special planned this morning. I think probably Cameron will be here. In fact, I know he'll be here because I looked in the mailboxes this morning, and his mail, all the weekend mail of orders and stuff, it's already been read. It's marked as read, which means he must have got a seat on the train this morning. On the days when he can't sit down because it's too crowded or whatever, he doesn't, of course, look at the mail, but he's already looked at the mail. He's going to get a surprise too. I did some software updates over the weekend, and he is going to be one happy cat this morning. He is going to be one happy cat. He's been getting a bit down, not down, I don't want to exaggerate, whatever, and there's too much clerical stuff. He came here 2 years ago in October, just about next month it'll be 2 years. He came here 2 years ago, and the main point, of course, was to help Dave, to take a ton of the work off my desk. That was the idea of the Patreon campaign and the whole thing. And it worked great. But the downside from his point of view is that the work that he took off my desk was mostly clerical work. It was order processing and replies to the emails and people asking about stuff. So in the beginning, his job was mostly a clerical type job. And it's continued for 2 years. And he's realized that this is a cool place to work, and Yokohama's a nice place and all that kind of stuff. But he's basically sort of become like a clerk. And, he's really not so happy with that. He wants to do more different kinds of stuff. So he's moving towards a situation where I think he's going to ask me soon, Dave, let's hire a girl, or, a clerk type person to do these parts of the job. And he'll want to do more stuff. He wants to do more video editing and this and that and kind of stuff like that. So I haven't really pressed ahead with this because things are working just so well as they are. But I think not the stress, that's not the right word, but the feeling has been growing in his mind that he wants to do more different stuff. So I've been kind of waiting for him to come to me about this. So we'll see what happens. But what I've been doing here, the longer part of the story is in preparation for this, knowing that it's going to be time to hire a person to do just the clerical part with nothing else. We're almost at that stage now. But I've got to get the thing ready so that a person who isn't really much more than a clerk can actually do that job. So bit by bit, I've been upgrading the software. As much as possible, I've been automating many of the functions. And last night we made a big, I implemented another big change in the software where that a new order coming in now, the email that comes in from the payment processor, PayPal or Square, is now structured in such a way that our software understands all the little details in it, and with one click he can add a new person to the customer database with all the address information and all the information for their order and how it was paid and processed with basically one click. Before we've had to do it a bit, you paste the information from the email, you copy this, you copy that, you do this, you do that, and process it all bit by bit, and it goes ahead. Well, I've now totally automated it. You don't have to do anything. It does have to be human readable. We're not Amazon. Everything doesn't happen without humans looking at it. So he has to see the email coming in from the payment processor, eyeball it to make sure it looks sensible and that they haven't spelled USA wrong and stuff like this, which happens all the time. So he's going to eyeball it, make any necessary changes in the address, and then one click, bang, it's in the system. He's only doing something else. So anyway, that went up. I put that up last night for him, so he's gone to it. And the big joke is, of course, Ken, we don't need you anymore. But it means, of course, he now has much, much, much more time to get going on other projects. And it makes it easier to, when we do move to that next step of hiring somebody to do this clerical work, that person, I think of as a she, a young clerk, whatever, that person will also have time to do other stuff. So maybe we're going to sort of organize things, the flea market. Maybe that person can be the order processor and then handle the flea market, putting more and more stuff into the flea market every day. We'll see how it goes. Also, these new changes in the software, they're almost always tempered, because we're working on active software. We're building the bridge while the cars are running over it, Because we're doing that, it's quite often, there's a limit to how much I can test it. So I built it last night, tested it visually first, looks good, tried to run an order, crashed it, found a mistake, fixed it, tried to run an order, looks good, but it hasn't been exhaustively tested. So quite often some of these things that I update for Cameron, whatever, I'm all enthusiastic about. He goes up to a desk, tries it, and of course it crashes straight away because he tests it with something that I hadn't done. So his enthusiasm was always tempered on these things. He's expecting it to be exception, not found error, or something like this. And he might actually already know what's going on because, as I said, he's been checking the mail on the train this morning. And the inbound emails, the incoming emails from the processor, PayPal and Square, they are now structured a different way. So he may have seen that on the train. And he might know what's going on. We'll see. See if he says anything when he gets here. And then if this works out successfully, which I think it almost certainly will, we'll get the Christmas season out of the way. Then when we get into January and things settle down again, we'll do that staff change. I think we'll look for a person for his clerical part of his job. And he can move on to other parts. Missing the conversation here. What's going on? Paper's out. Yes, paper is out. Paper's out. Who's in? Sugu-san, she's doing test printing today on the October print for the Japan Journey series, which late we should have been test printing, but anyway, that's going to be a good one. It's a print with a double meaning. The October print. It's already on Jed's Instagram. It's not on our website. It's on Jed's Instagram. Jed's doing the monthly print series for us, and we had that Cats series. There'll be a video update, by the way, coming on Tuesday or Wednesday. Next video will be ready. When we started the 8 Views of Cats, Jed wasn't interested in that because he doesn't like to join contests. And we knew we weren't going to ask him, Jed, put an entry in and maybe we'll choose it. The city, you can't do that with your number one designer. So we didn't think of Jed being involved at all. And we weren't expecting that Jed would do a design for the 8 Views of Cats. And he hasn't done a design for the 8 Views of Cats. But just about that time, this is 3 months back or so, he was getting his next print ready for the design ready for the Japan Journey series. And that was the one for October. And this was prepared back in whatever it was, June. And it turns out that the October print in the Japan Journey series, what do you know? There's a cat in there. And what do you know? There's Evening Glow. So it's kind of Jed's guerrilla entry into our 8 Views of Cats series. So I think it's on his Instagram some time ago. He always posts stuff up there. So although he's not an official entrant into the 8 Views of Cats series, he's wangled his way in there by hook or by crook. So the October print in Japan Journey it's just another nice landscape print in our series. But it has the subtext for people who know that it is Evening Glow in the 8 Views of Cats. He's a fun guy, so much fun. My God, he's transformed our business over the years. He's a non-stop fountain of creative ideas for drawing. He would be so effective as a professional illustrator. Like if you were a magazine or a newspaper or something, you need someone to fill the pages and do stuff. He could just do that. You just throw him an idea. Minutes later, there's your thing, finished and ready to go. He's a total pro. I had the idea in the back of my mind, there's supposed to be some news for you guys this morning. I can't remember what it was. Couldn't have been all that important, I don't know. There is a video update, the 8 Views of Cats series. I put a couple of interesting updates up there on the weekend. And then I'll be making a video. The notes are ready. The structure is ready for the update video. I'm not quite sure when I'll be able to shoot it, because it depends on whether I'm going to Ome tonight or not. I don't know. If I don't go to Ome tonight or tomorrow morning, then the video will be ready on Tuesday. But if I do go to Ome, it'll take a few more days to do it. "80 views of cats." No. 8. 80 views of cats. Yeah, I knew that. Like I knew. I'm betting too Cameron will probably be here very early this morning, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, because it's Monday and there's a ton of work to do. And two, I saw the emails had been checked, and he'd been reading emails on the train. That was really early, like around 7:40, earlier than he's normally on the train. The emails in his box had been read. So I think he was on an early train today. So he might be here fairly soon. We'll see. I think you see what's going on, how delicate it is. There's no way I'm copying these hairs one by one. The thing we're reproducing here, in this space, perhaps there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hairs in there. I'll be doing about 2 or 3. I can't reproduce at this scale exactly what we are seeing here. It's just not possible. I could theoretically crank the microscope up to get my hands steady and stuff like that and do it, but they wouldn't be printable. So how finely you carve is not just a question of the knife hook, it's what becomes practical to hold in the wood at printing time. I mean, with this scope, oh my God, you could get down to bacteria levels. And I'm using it at the lightest possible magnification. I could really crank it up, but it doesn't make any sense. If you go too far, you can't print what you've carved. So. You notice, of course, I'm saving this stuff for the end. The eyes, the eyebrows, the fluffy hair. By that time, I should have got back into practice, and we'll see. How many? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I can get 4 in there. Cats. 8, yes, 8. How many hairs to print per millimeter? I don't know. It all depends, you know. It all depends. There's no single flat rule, whatever. I think in my work, back when I was counting such things, in the Mystique, the Beauty of the Japanese Print series, number 15 in that, this part where her hair comes down at the front, when you put it under the microscope, you can see there's 7 in 1 millimeter, and it's quite printable. That was a very, very, very hard piece of boxwood. But I think that's about the limit. I don't know. The closer you make those hairs and the thinner they are, the printers just can't do it. The pigment gums up between the hairs. The printer's a tiny bit too much pressure, it flattens it. And also, too, the thinner and thinner those hairs are, the quicker, of course, they're going to wear out. So it's cross purposes. If you make it too spectacular, you get one copy that looks nice, but you can't print hundreds of copies off it. So it's diminishing returns. I don't know what we're doing here. That was 4 hairs. I think that's probably 4 in a millimeter or something. What did we do just now? Just there. Yeah, there's 4 in that millimeter, and there's no special thinness on those. Listen, when we get down here and stuff, we'll talk. Not quite sure what you're asking about their tricks and stuff. I don't know. There's different things that were involved. In that video where I visited Ito-san, It actually doesn't appear in the video itself, but the point that he was showing me different things about how to carve hair, it wasn't so much a word trick, it was the basic way to carve hair is what you see me doing here, left, right, left, right, left, right, leaving the triangle. But if this was an ukiyo-e hairline, you want to make those hairs invisible at the end. That's not going to be a requirement here. This is a postcard size print. But if this was a large sized ukiyo-e print and you want those hairs to become invisible, there is an extra few steps you have to do above and beyond what I'm doing here. Here, carving these hairs is basically two cuts for each hair. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and the hair is left over. For carving a full massive ukiyo-e hair, there's 5 cuts. The knife has to go in there 5 times for each one. We've talked about it before. In fact, I've done it on this Twitch stream before. When we did the hair for the octopus, I did it and showed it and talked about it. And there's a page on my website, woodblock.com, in the old encyclopedia section of my website that explains how to cut ukiyo-e hairlines with the 5-cut process instead of just the 1-2 like I'm doing here. So that's the secret that you were referring to. I'm not really quite sure. Maybe that's it, because I did refer to it in those terms probably earlier. It wasn't secret in the terms of, oh my God, if you see this, we're going to have to shoot you. It was just secret, just that nobody had talked about it publicly. You know? That's not the kind of carving you're seeing here today, because this is such a small scale print, a postcard print. The hairs there are just a simple left, right, leave a shape, there you go. There's no special 3-dimensional tapering of each one because of the scale we're working at. So what you're seeing here today is not the master's secrets revealed of ukiyo-e carving. We're just chopping some wood here this morning. Just chopping wood. Too much to catch. I'm sure there might be questions here. 9 p.m. Dave is snoring by then. It depends, unless I'm programming. I wasn't snoring at 9 p.m. last night. I was working on that software update. In fact, that's why you can see my hair. I didn't get a shower this morning. I haven't had breakfast yet. I was up so late last night doing that. Good morning, Cameron Zan. Hello, hello, hello. We were taking your name in vain just a few minutes ago. No, you were talking about Chano. Just before I started the stream, like, you got a seat on the train today, right?
No.
No?
No. Not at all. The trains are packed.
But wait. Just before we started the stream, I thought, I got to see the orders over the weekend. So I looked in the company mailbox, and they've all been read.
Yes, I looked at it on the, or at home.
At home, before he goes on the train.
Yeah.
What? This is Japan. Are you getting too Japanicized?
Must be.
Don't forget you're an American, okay?
Yeah.
So I was sure Cameron's sitting on the train. That's why he's checked all the mailbox and stuff. Oh, Ahsoka. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. I know, he was thinking too much.
Yeah.
But did you notice, though, you did see the orders then. Did you notice some of the formatting changes, like around last night, around 12:30 at night or something?
No, I didn't look closely. I just looked to see what was
There's
in
a lot of
there.
orders. I mean, it's great based on it. Looks good.
Yeah. Good week.
Morning, Cameron.
Morning, everyone.
I can't wait. I gotta show you. We're chatting with these guys. I updated software last night.
All right.
That's you can see. Look, my hair. It's dirty. No shower.
Yeah.
Up late last night. No breakfast. I'm hungry. Up late last night. Why is Dave up late? Programming. You guys just wait. I just gotta show them this. Here. Look, if I go over here to this window, this is the soft. Don't look at that, Anthony. Okay. No, you know about this. We did this quick add order. You paste that stuff in from the order form.
Yeah.
And we had another one to quick add the customer. Right. So.
You have one that does both?
Well, the quick add the customer one has now changed. The honorific thing, Mr., Mrs., Ms., we don't do that anymore. So that's now gone from the system.
Yeah.
We don't, there's been tiny bits of trouble from people who said, I'm not Mr. So we now, it seems that that's the new world, that's the world we're living in. So we no longer put honorifics on any of the mail. We're trying to delete it.
Male or female. Except Japanese names, they still get some because it's gender neutral.
Yeah. So I've cut. So it used to be first name, last name, honorific, email, and then the 4 lines of the address. So that's down to 7 lines now.
Okay.
So it's first name, last name, email, 4 lines of the address. But the quick add window also now has first name, last name, email, 4 lines of the address, and
order information with currency.
But if this is a new customer only, you still have to check and see. If you did this for everybody, we're going to get double customer.
Big mess.
So if it's a new customer, bang, you paste it in there and fix the address here.
Yeah.
Are you fixing it there, or are you fixing it in the software?
I've been fixing it here.
Okay, good. Fix it here, then from the rest, and you know what's going to happen. And it's up and running. So the orders from Saturday and Sunday don't do it, but the orders starting last night around 12:30, they have the new formatting for this structure. So what are you going to do with all your free time?
Rest. I was sick the entire weekend.
No way, really?
Yeah, and it's still.
Your voice is funny. I mean, sick as in like sick, or
just.
I don't need to eat
really
that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sore throat and sleeping all weekend.
Is this the whole family or what? Or just dad?
Just me and the little guy. Catherine got up lucky.
Good. Well, so she can feed you guys.
Yeah.
So, sorry to be so enthusiastic and cheerful.
No, it's good.
Not in such a good mood. Sorry.
No, it's not that I'm in a bad mood. Just tired. Sorry. The best way to contact us through the contact page on our site or contact email somewhere.
Yeah,
the contact page both end up in the same place.
There's dozens of contact pages. Like we have to sort of combine that stuff.
That one reaches us too. I just sent an email address and said you can reach us there too. Oh. Thank you, KP.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, prints on the way or something?
No, she said, oh yes, they are on the way, but just said, congrats Cameron on the research funding, we made it, woohoo.
Oh, yeah, I meant to talk about that, so.
Yep.
But you've still got like 6 weeks left or something, right?
3 weeks, yeah.
But I mean, lots of time left.
Yes, yeah. little surprised it went faster than expected.
Okay, can I ask you? I mean, obviously, like family members and people who know you are in there, but are there people from outside, like strangers?
Yeah,
who are,
some total strangers. Don't know this name.
So the
don't know this
network
name.
from the teachers' end of it, has he been like sending people towards it, or is it all?
No, I
you're
think
doing
it's
it on your
been
own?
Japanese people too. Some people from the town itself. When I was like, "Who are you?" and I saw, connection to a connection to a connection.
Okay. And as far as the teacher goes, he's just sort of lending his name to this to help
Yeah,
you get this
and-
set up at the university and
Right,
stuff. Or?
and he's going to help with actually going through the interviews, transcribing and translating, like
Awesome.
helping connect to people to do that. So, since you're already there, Cameron, you worry about getting the interviews done, and
Yeah, okay.
we'll worry about
But he's actually a
sorting through
research
them.
partner then,
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
somebody who lent his name to help you get
Right.
it established and whatever.
Yeah, lent some credibility. Although he did do that too.
Do we need to, people who, do we know what Cameron and I are talking about at the moment? They don't know what we're talking about? Whatever, the link is still here. Cameron's got a
still in there
personal
somewhere?
project, it's here. The how has whatever.
Oh, okay.
If you drop that in the link. This is Cameron's private project of his. He's got a reason.
Yeah.
Well, he can explain it.
Yeah, I mean-
Dave's not going to.
Doing interviews with people living in a really rural part of Japan where I used to live, where over the last 50 odd years it's moved from a tiny farming village to, well, still a tiny farming village, but now it has ski resorts and a highway
it's
and
a
a bullet train.
depopulated
Yeah,
tiny farming village.
now it's a depopulated tiny farming village. But until the 1950s, there was no direct road access to Tokyo, actually. There was rail and walking roads. Then in the 50s, they put in a bunch of tunnels. And then in the 80s, a bullet train and toll road and stuff. So people's lives have changed a lot. In the 60s, it had a big boom of popularity for all the ski resorts.
So those
And then
people now, they're still alive and they're elderly, and the idea is to catch some of their stories.
Yeah, learn how have all these things changed your lives, and then it's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit. Again, it still has a...
The area.
Yeah, the area. It's still pretty popular in the winter, but nothing like it was in the 60s and 70s, and then again in the late 80s.
They had bubble times.
Yeah,
So people
bubble
buying all
times
those
too.
condominiums up there and stuff.
Yep. So now there's half-empty condominiums, or more than half-empty.
Kind of one thing, we've had now and then, in fact, there was a couple over the weekend, a couple here, a foreign guy and his Japanese wife. They run a guest house in Kanazawa
Oh, okay.
up there.
Yeah.
And they were looking for some prints that might have featured Kanazawa in the old days. We haven't had
Yeah.
it, whatever. We were chatting about this and that, and we mentioned something that the new Hokuriku Shinkansen line opened up
Yep.
recently to go up there.
And it goes way out there.
Yeah, but the idea behind building that thing is it would help revitalize the local community by giving access. Tokyo people can get up there
Yeah.
and blah, 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 blah. And he said it's turned out it's the other way. Their Shotengai and stuff, their shops closing.
Really?
What it's done is people in Kanazawa can now do their shopping in Tokyo. They come to Tokyo for the weekend, and any
Yeah.
kind of like specialty shop up there, they're in big trouble. It's done the other way. Rather than send people out to the rural area,
It's brought the people from there.
It sucks them. It's one more thing to bring people into the
Wow.
central core. So
Interesting.
the thing you're doing
Yeah.
now with Yuzawa,
Yeah.
is this a factor in that thing?
I
Because
think it
those,
probably
it's not just that we can get there.
Yeah.
They can now get
here, yeah.
So when you're chatting and whatever, maybe
Yeah,
you should
that's a
think
good
about asking
question,
that. I
yeah.
hadn't thought about it before, but he said, there's trouble up there now.
Yeah, I was surprised at the number of people I'd talked to the first trip I made up there. They said, I went and lived in Tokyo for a few years, didn't like it, so I came right back. And then they've been living in this tiny village for the rest of their lives. So it didn't have that effect on the few people I've spoken to, but I've not talked
That's
to
a
everyone
specific
yet.
generation.
Yeah.
I mean, the young housewife up there now
Yeah.
or something like that, she's, looking towards Tokyo. And the kids are looking
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Tokyo. The
Yeah.
kid, high school kid now, oh my God, he's
Yeah.
he's there in Tokyo a few times a year anyway.
Yep.
So it might be something that it's
Yeah, I know, that's
working
very
to further
interesting.
the devitalization or whatever expression.
Yeah. Very interesting.
All those billions of yen spent on that to try and support those areas, and whoops, it turns out that it's actually,
Made it easy for them to leave.
put a bullet in the head, So,
Yeah.
And he was serious about this.
Yeah. Same as Tokyo Story, 60 years on. Is that the Yasujiro Ozu movie? I think. Tokyo Story. Cool. KP says Kanazawa has a really lovely traditional garden. That's what I've heard, but I've never made it all the way out there to Kanazawa.
One of the first things I saw in Japan. So,
Oh, yeah.
Like 1978 or 79.
Yeah. Yeah, you went on that big trip all over the entire country, didn't
Not the
you?
entire country. I've never been to Hiroshima. I've never been down there.
Oh, okay.
Never been
The
past.
northern half of the country.
Yeah, no, because that's where her background was.
Right.
I've been to Hokkaido just once, not all over it, just to Sapporo once. Flew in, flew out for a wedding.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know anything about Hokkaido, around Tohoku a bit. And Kihanto, the area
Oh,
that's south from Nagoya, the one that most foreigners don't have any idea about, unless they go to Koyasan or something.
yeah. Dave still hasn't been to Hiroshima?
Not
John
interested.
Becker.
Not
No.
interested.
Not
interested. The reason I'm not interested is that within days of us moving to Japan in 1986, we got our apartment in Hamaramachi, and we were accepted by the community. No problem. We rented our apartment. My kids went to school. People started coming to our English class. Look, good. I was really feeling, hey, I can get along here.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we can do this.
And our local community center had stuff like they played movies for kids,
Yeah.
whatever, family movie time.
Yeah.
Because there was no, at that time in Hammer, there was no commercial movie theater anywhere nearby. So the city office played movies. And one of the things that was up one time, it must have been that autumn, they played the, what's it called, Barefoot Gim?
Oh,
The
yes.
animated movie.
Hadashi no Gen.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And it was a Japanese version. So I didn't even know what it was about. So we used to take my two kids, go there. And here we are. It turns out that we're in the middle of an anime movie showing Hiroshima getting roasted and burning babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people all around me are looking at me. The woman next to me said, "How could you do this?" And here I am, a Canadian guy in 1986 with my
Yeah.
two Japanese kids.
Yeah.
And a woman in the theater says, "How could you burn our babies?" Or I forget the exact word she used. I
Right.
barely understood her Japanese.
Yeah.
I walked out with my kids.
Yeah.
I walked out.
Because you felt so unwelcome.
And screw
That's
that.
horrible.
This is, to me, the war was an awful thing. Millions of people died, did awful stuff.
But what did it have to do with you in the movie
and
theater?
The downside of this, I got to really be careful what I say, because whatever awful crap happened all over the place. The downside for me is that other countries nearby are having trouble with what Japan did in the war. And a large part of the problem there comes because the Japanese find it difficult to talk about the bad things they did in the war because they have such a victim feeling here. Don't care about what we did to the Chinese because we got it worse. We got babies roasted and stuff.
Yeah.
And there is this thing in this culture that makes it very, very difficult to talk about these things. So no, I'm not going to Hiroshima. I don't want to have the Japanese people feel victimized. So whatever.
Interesting.
Whatever. Anyway, sorry, I was in a good mood today.
Sorry. Elrod-san. So my Sword and Blossom poem books arrived. Never felt anything quite like crepe paper before.
There is. Are we talking about the same thing? The Sword and Blossom books are not crepe paper. They have
On the outside,
crepe
though.
covers,
Yeah, creped
but
cover,
They
yeah.
don't have. They have boards inside, so they
Yeah.
don't feel like an actual crepe paper book.
Yeah, but it still has an interesting texture. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
on the
yeah.
outside.
That's right. But this is if you're thinking that that's the thing that I was talking about when I introduced the crepe paper books about, oh my God, they're so wonderful to touch and feel and hold and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's actually a different thing. So.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you got those for a very good price. What
Yeah.
did he say? 50, 50, and 100 or something?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff I was supposed to talk to you about when we get. I can't remember. The software update is one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we had no video of this yet.
Right, and I brought my camera here. I actually
Yes,
have it
but also
out.
too, I'm busy today. I don't
Yes.
know what I can be doing here. So the
can
problem in the
temporarily-
shop was, because the shop was not so busy, we sent Kawai-san upstairs.
Ah, yeah.
Which the downside is means I became a shop assistant for
Right.
the whole weekend doing all the parties and
Yeah.
everything else. So I did not get a whole bunch of anything else done.
Got it.
I'm not sure today. Kawai-san's here with Watabayashi-san. But
Oh, okay.
he's going to want to go upstairs again. And I think I'll just tell him, I'm sorry, Kawai-san.
Not this time.
My priority, I'm sorry.
bought a copy of, I don't know how to pronounce that, Dichter Grusa crepe paper book. The texture is amazing. You really would believe that it was fabric. Someone said 45 Victorian. Looks like German, maybe?
Well, they were German.
Yeah,
There were
so
a
it
bunch
could
of
be
German editions. Of these
Yeah, so it
things.
could be a German edition of one of those fairy tale books. One I'm not familiar with.
Also, I'm ready for the video for the 8 Years of Cats update.
Oh, okay.
The talk is all ready. Everything's all set to go. All the updates are made. I've just got to do it.
Okay.
I was sort of thinking about maybe videoing it this morning, sitting here, but whatever. This one got a priority.
Makes sense.
And Cameron said payments for stage 2. I know
Yes.
we've been trying to make some of these. Have we actually? we
You've
still haven't-
sent requests. Please tell us how you'd like us to pay you, and then silence. So I'd like to pay them.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for a
All of them?
response.
Every one of those?
All the ones that you included me as a CC, I
What?
haven't heard back from.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's push on.
Follow up again,
Yeah.
because we do want to actually pay these people.
In the video, I'm saying like we've already made X payments for stage 2, and like I'm trying. Okay.
We want that to be true because we're trying to make payments.
So maybe I should write directly rather than from you or whatever.
Yeah. Poems in German with woodblock prints published by Hasegawa is what that book was, the great paper book.
What's the topic?
It just says poems in German.
I'm trying to what book it might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, confession to make. You may not have noticed it yet, but if you're looking at the mailbox,
Yeah.
how few payments there were for subscriptions.
Yeah.
Of course, I forgot yesterday. As you was probably
That's okay.
saying, so
Alright.
I did it this morning.
Oh, you already did it. Okay. I was gonna say today is still the first for most
Yeah, so-
customers
so-
anyway,
so I
so I
ran-
wasn't too worried about it.
But I did forget yesterday. My excuse, being in the shop.
Well, I didn't send you a reminder either. I slept most of the day, honestly. It was not the most exciting weekend. Quoting God says, from link John shared, I was finally able to see the Shutter graphics at night.
Did we never send a photograph or something?
I thought for sure we did. We've taken pictures in the morning and
we
the
can blog
evening.
about Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
did we actually not even show him the finished product? I hadn't thought that was the case.
Yeah, I thought we'd shared it.
Quite possible. Lots of stuff falls through the cracks. so.
Yeah.
What, that guy who was blogging, did he feature us or just happened to pass by this street? Or... And here's the famous Mokong gun.
Yeah.
Or just simply there it was.
It's a YouTube video. John Wick says.
You don't start it now.
Yeah. The name of the book is Dichter Grusa aus dem Osten, K. Florenz, published by Hasegawa.
I guess I'm trying to
Any
think
idea?
what
No?
English equivalent must be. I don't recognize
Yeah.
enough German to be able to tell. I'm sorry. It must be the German version of one of the English books that they published, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't remember. I don't recognize the original.
That's okay.
Yeah, they're out there. There's tons of them out there because Hasegawa sold literally tens and tens and tens of thousands of those great paper books overseas. Literally. I mean, that was his market. He wasn't selling here at Maruzen in Tokyo. He was selling to book dealers overseas.
Yeah.
He shipped them overseas. That's why there's so few of them left here in Japan. So they come up all the time, and a lot of people don't know what they are. So there's lots of happy hunting to be found for those books. Not so much online, because the dealer online sort of knows what they are and they will try and charge a price, but in little local bookshops
Yeah.
all over the place. Yeah. In Europe, yeah. Britain, France, Germany.
Yeah. Finally able to catch a stream. Time zones are the worst. They do make things difficult.
Yeah, but they are. It
Yep.
didn't happen. Flat Earth Society.
Yeah.
How do they explain that one? I read a story a while ago in some magazine, the New York Times or something, that the flat Earth thing is really coming back strongly.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You know, things like YouTube are helping people who have bizarre ideas get together. You know,
Yeah.
like bizarre ideas like interesting robot prints and stuff. You know, and flat Earth and whatever. You
Yeah.
name it, and YouTube is helping the crazies find each other.
And is this the Woodblock Print Crazies channel?
So, yeah, it really doesn't work both ways. Well, featured in that story, there was some guy, I don't remember his name, he was a flat Earth, he was against it. He was trying to study how can this be happening? What's going on? How are these guys flourishing? So he started watching his videos.
Yeah.
He became a convert.
Oh, no.
I'm not making this up. This was in this
In the
Times
article.
story or whatever.
Yeah.
So, gee, there must be something in this. So I don't know. YouTube could be the greatest destroyer of human knowledge in the world.
Yeah.
Who knows?
John Becker says, I think the flat earthers are about the same as the flying spaghetti monster people. Have you heard of the flying
Yeah, of
spaghetti
course,
monster?
of course,
Okay,
of
good.
course, of course.
Fervent belief in a joke. Yeah.
Pastafarians.
Yes, the
Yes,
Pastafarians. Yeah.
What do you mean the same? What do you mean?
He says they have the same fervent belief in a joke. But I
flat
think
earthers are joking about it, you mean?
I don't know.
Whatever, maybe there's X% of them that are doing it for the giggle. But,
Yeah.
it seems, well, whatever, I don't know, of course. But the Pastafarians do have a serious motivation to try and show organized religion as a sham.
Yeah.
Of course.
Is this, I'm here watching at 2 a.m. deciding if sleeping till 5 is still worth it.
Go to bed,
Go to
idiots.
bed.
We're here all the time. It's
You can
been
finish the
preserved,
last
and
half hour later.
Tomorrow, yes. And there's going to be no revelations here today. The meaning of life is not going to happen during this stream. It's okay. Just watching some guy chop wood. Go to bed. This is your granddad telling you. If Cameron had his ruthers, he'd rather be in bed, right?
Yeah.
He's being paid to sit here. What's your excuse?
No, I refuse.
Do what you're told.
Dun, dun.
Santa Claus is watching. He remembers.
45 torrents. Unfortunately, they are growing seriously. The
The
flat
flat
Earth
earth,
people.
yeah, so it seems to be a thing, yeah.
Read an article the other day where people in certain small towns were very worried because these people are now getting onto school boards. Same problem with the anti-vaxxers.
Vaxxers, oh my God.
Rates of
This is
measles
Look
infection
at
rising in
America.
Europe, he says too. Europe
Europe?
and the US. Yeah,
Not
no,
just
the US
America.
is horrible too.
That's the end of civilization. Honk,
Yeah.
Trump and everything he stands for. It's the end of civilization.
Let's bring back all the diseases that we'd basically eradicated. Great idea.
How does it feel,
guys.
Cameron, with a kid? How do you feel about this stuff?
I feel like we're
Right?
comfortable here in Japan.
Yeah. That could happen here. Absolutely could happen here. People believe all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
If you read it on the internet. Which plan today? As much as there is a plan.
Since it's the beginning of the month, preparing
course.
everyone's paychecks and
Yes, so that's
lots of gathering information and sending Jed his accounting reports for the month and stuff. So,
So, okay.
yeah.
And then where it seems there's quite a lot of orders over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Too.
The Shinhanga situation is now going to be critical the next few months, you know.
The which one?
The Shinhanga
Oh, yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
It's
Both.
so important for us, so many orders for it, and it's all going to disappear in the next few months.
Yeah. Both from Doi Hongaton and Numabe-san.
From Shobi-Do. Yeah, so they've told us no more. Bang. Is they see no reason to sell wholesale when they can sell everything they make at a retail level. So
Yeah.
they've shut their wholesale business completely. So things like that, all the Hasui prints we get from Numabe, what we have here that's the end of it. So. Then the Yoshida prints are dropping one by one as they come out. The Doi Hanga, it depends. They had their first meeting with Okada-san over the weekend. I haven't spoken to them yet. Oh, the printer Okada-san, who's going to agree to work for Doi Hanga, it seems. So that was the negotiations over the weekend. We went to see him through our introduction.
Yeah.
And if that comes through, then things might start to come down the pipe bit by bit. But he's still very young.
Yeah.
Don't know how much experience he's got. And the Doi Hanga drawers are now empty. We've just eaten everything that they had in the drawers left over
Yep.
from when Zexan was a printer and stuff. All that's left now are the ones with marks and scratches and stuff like that. So it's done. We've had a nice run for a couple of years, but it looks like it's coming to an end.
Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the prints. Yeah, I'm really confused by that one too. We just got a few messages from someone. RESG Bracer ETH977. That's the account name, but it says, "Hello, how are you doing? I've watched your channel here on Twitch. Good quality, this is so accurate, making Japanese prints live while you watch. I'm going to do animated BRB intro and offline screen for your stream. I have no idea, this feels like nonsense. You can find information and follow the URL in my Twitch account picture."
I'm sorry, I didn't
Nope.
get that. What's happening?
I'm not sure. Just random messages from some account we've never seen.
But about our stream, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. They're run-on sentences that don't make much sense, so we can look at it or ignore it later, I think. People are saying, it seems like a weird attempt on a scam, or at a scam. Yeah, ignore it, they're saying. Okay, I don't know what it is.
There's lots of things about the Twitch culture and whatever I don't understand, of course.
Yeah.
So, I'm still trying to get something else I was supposed to tell you about here. I can't remember. Don't forget to talk to Tim about such and such. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what it
something.
was. The other ones, there's so many things. You know, the new software. This not.
Yep.
So those are
All the exciting
blotted
ones
it
are
out.
done.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry. Come up somewhere today.
Do you want a video of this, or just to use the video
I
off
don't
of that?
know. You tell me. I really don't know. When it comes time to introduce this print, I don't have any plan at the moment to make a whole new video about our gift prints because
Right.
we did. It's
Yeah,
not
you've done
our
it a few
print, we've done
times,
it a couple of times. So I don't have any specific video plan for this. I don't know. A Facebook video clip
Yeah.
or something?
Mhm.
I don't know. So I have no clear idea. But we need some material to help. You know, when we open this up in October, so
Yeah.
maybe just photographs over the It might be a good idea if you took some photos
I
of
think
you
that's what I'm
doing this,
thinking.
and then we can refer them back to the video of this print in the other videos. You know, something I don't know. Finally, we've got so much demand for this, we can't do it, but they've thought of a way to get it into your hands while you're waiting for the real one to come. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they go for. So. maybe we usually try sort of to avoid the microscope and stuff, keep the bench clean. But if maybe it might be worth this time, do a picture sort of from a distance of me at the scope.
Yeah.
What's going on with this? Why does Dave need a scope? It's this year's gift print. What? A gift print? He needs a scope for a gift print? Here's why. Bang, bang, bang. Recognize this one? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. And old woodblock prints, the wood grain patterns in the sky or in the water, is that intentional or is it a technique with a name? What is the deal with the wood grain, they're asking?
The wood grain is there because we're printing on wood, and it's an artifact of the production. And in the old traditional prints, they weren't trying to show grain patterns at all. 20th century artists or designers or printmakers frequently used the wood grain because they wanted it to look like a wood block object. But in the old days, when it was the printing business, there was no such design. The wood grain might be there on a new block before it wears out. Older blocks, usually the grain doesn't show much anymore. So the easy, quick answer is if it's an older Edo era print, the wood grain is just an artifact of the production process. It sometimes might indicate that it was an early print before the blocks got softened up. But if it's 20th century, then the grain is there because the designer wanted to show. In our traditional work here, like the one I'm going to make from here, I will not want the wood grain to show. So, and the printer can emphasize it or de-emphasize it. It's a printing technique too. And if you've carved a block on pine wood, which has rock hard winter wood and soft summer wood, then you're going to get those stripes no matter what you do. But when you carve on a dense wood like cherry or this boxwood, it's not clear. Sometimes the grain will show, sometimes not. And the printer can emphasize or de-emphasize it. And in general, we de-emphasize it wherever possible. Hmm. When we're done, we can pose stuff up as you want. We can move the camera out of the way and just pose something. It's up to you. Whatever you want.
So these should work. I can watch Dave Phil's hands for days.
So can I. So do I.
In fact, you do.
They're all tangled here, crisscrossing. It was possible at the larger scale, but at this small scale, I don't know. These crisscrosses, they just get to blotting full of pigment and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to attempt to copy on that. I'll put a couple in.
Yeah.
There's no way they can print that at this scale. They'd spoil half the copies.
What would you need to do in order for pigments to not blot in?
There's lots of, there's some common ways and there's some sort of top secret ways. And the number one is you've got to get your brush really soft. The brush hairs have to be stiff along their length, but really, really soft at the tip. That's what the shark skin's for. So before doing a job like this, all the girls upstairs absolutely will have to prep their brushes really carefully on shark skin.
Got it.
Then the pigment itself has to be really, really not too dense. It can't be a thick, blotty pigment. It's got to be really lightweight. Then there's a couple of top secret ways to do it. If you find that it's blotting in places like these small hairs, you put some milk in. You put a few drops of milk into your pigment bowl,
Yeah.
and that helps it go away.
Interesting.
And I don't know why, and my guess is that the oil, the fats in there,
Yeah.
help to break up something or whatever, I don't even know. But it does work, it helps. My God, I just gave away one of our total, absolute top secrets. My God, I'm not supposed to know about that.
Dun dun dun.
But,
Which prints have you used that technique in?
anyway, when I did this one back then, absolutely I would have been doing it. Stuff like the hooks on manga, those simple pages, but all the little men on manga pages have tiny hair, tiny hair, tiny hair. And there's so many of them. So you just dump some milk into your black.
John Bear says, or just use a little 3-in-1? What is this?
That I don't know. I've only used milk. A little tip from an old printer who I respected, and I tried what he suggested as he suggested it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it made a big difference. So if I was a real scientist here, I would, okay, now go and let's try and figure what's happening. Let's try this, try A, try B, try C. Oops, failure, 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 failure. Or I can just do what works. There's a limit as to how much time we can spend, taking this craft apart and rebuilding it from the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, found something that worked, it works great. There may be something that works better.
Yeah.
I can spend the rest of my life looking for it and maybe not finding it. So there's a real sort of balance between those two things. And if we were a research institute, it would be that would be our job. Okay, there's a hint, let's get going, spend a year researching this. We're not a research institute.
Yeah.
And we're
We're a
talking
business.
We're building this bridge while the cars are already rolling over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack Railroad 3 says, if my memory is correct, you are mostly self-taught. Is that right? If so, there's an argument that your work could be considered folk art. Huh. No. Doubt that.
I'm not an artist. I mean, I'm not sure. I think you're a little bit in the wrong field here. I'm not an artist. I'm an engineer. I cut pieces of wood. What I make is not art. As far as whether the kind of carving you're seeing me do right now is 100% traditional, we talk about this all the time. It's not. For two reasons. Because I'm self-taught and didn't go through a classical apprenticeship. And two, because I'm left-handed and I'm using right-handed tools. I developed my own way of doing it that works, but it's not the classical method. This is why we don't teach carving here. Anybody that comes here to learn carving, like Chon-san did a few years ago, we send them straight over to Asuka-san, Asuka Sensei, who is a carver about my age, and he's the last really good hotshot, knows what he's talking about carver. And he trained classically, and he's a right-handed carver doing it the classical way. And there was a while ago, somebody passed me a Facebook post, and it was all in Russian. So I look at Facebook has this button that sort of quote translates, untranslates. And I was a little bit worried by what I had seen. It's some kind of printmaking group or association in Russia. I think I know some of their members. They've been here to chat and talk.
Yeah.
And the man who was doing this, running this, he had taken a bunch of our Twitch videos, like the one exactly that you're seeing now. And he had taken them apart and done an analysis. How much time Dave spends holding his knife this way, how much time he spends holding it pencil hand, how much time is overhand, how many times he rotates the block. And he had done this as a sort of analysis of there's the traditional classical Japanese carving method. And that's not true. This is Dave's sort of semi-homemade blah, blah, blah system of doing this, So I'm a little bit worried that sometimes people are looking upon this as a bit more serious than I'm intending it. I make beautiful woodblock prints in what is, for the most part, the classical Japanese methods, of course, methods and materials. But Dave himself, the way he moves his hands, because he's self-taught, the way I move my hands and sharpen my blade, and what I'm doing exactly right now, differs in structure and detail from the classical old guys doing it. So whatever I do keep talking about this. I'm not trying to pretend. Here we are, guys. I am the last living master. Sit at my feet and behold. That's not how we do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully the fact that I'm open about this, I think covers my ass on it. really trying to pretend to be what I'm not.
Yeah.
And yet, holy crap, we make a whole lot of really beautiful prints, in the tradition. So I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what the question was, but
Yeah.
there it is. But folk art is not relevant to what we're doing here at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So are you going to make it through the day or not?
We'll
Or
find
what?
out.
Let's find out. Right. Okay.
I'm okay for now. I'm here. Aaron Octothorpe says, I don't think today's people are so worried about the way the technique is done. We're really open to new ways and styles. I don't see that as a necessarily valid reason to turn someone away. Maybe they want to learn it Dave's style or your style. Though I can certainly see other reasons to turn somebody away.
Yes, I know there's a bunch of... The reason I sent Chon-san to Asuka Sensei is because, one, Chon-san was really, obviously going to be really, really good at this. He was really serious. He was clearly wants to be a lifetime top-class carver. And there are huge disadvantages to the way I do this. We make nice prints and et cetera, but to be a top-class, world-class carver in the old way, if I were starting again, I would not do it my way.
Yeah.
If I were starting again, if I was 20 years old, I would want to do it the way that Asuka-san knows how to do it. So the reason we sent Chon-san there was not because I'm ashamed of my work or it's no good or it can't be done, because we're making fabulous prints. But because Chon-san's goal was to drink and eat the tradition as much as he could in the most efficient ways, the best ways, the ways it was done. And it was a handicap because Asuka-san basically told him, sorry guys, what you've learned from David's video, like Dave's a nice guy, but okay, look, now let me show you how it's really done.
Yeah.
And Chon-san was willing to go back to square one and do
Yeah,
this.
started all over.
Started over again, which I would do if I were younger.
Yeah.
So again, it's not to denigrate myself at all. We're doing fabulous, fabulous stuff.
Yeah.
But if that one particular idea, to do it to the best of the old days, if that was your goal, don't follow my videos too closely. Look at my videos to get enthusiastic and excited about it, and then there's only one place in the world right now, Takumi Hanga over at Asuka-san's place in Shinjuku, where you can watch and see how it, much closer to how it was actually done. And it's on our list of videos to make. We've got to make a video about this. Get him over here one day and chat and talk, and then go to his workbench and show, just so people can really understand what it is that they're seeing when they watch our videos. And how traditional we are, and how accurate we are, and how, quote, real, unreal we are, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of about our work. My God, the things we've done to put this craft forward to the future are incredible. It's too bad that I'm left-handed. And for the printing, oh my God, it's such a disadvantage. If a young person came here to be a printer and they're left-handed, we would just say, sorry, go away, it can't be done.
What is it about left-handedness that...
Oh, there's a dozen things, and I get sidetracked on the street. Here, you can't apply the pressure in the proper way. It's loose on the registration. It's chaos.
Yeah.
It can't be done. I mean, saying that, I've done it for 40 years, but again, because of my...
Perseverance.
You could look at it without being, this word, I'm a hacker.
Yeah.
I'm a hacker. If you imagine a totally classically trained computer programmer who understands every binary algorithm and all the sorting and stuff like this, and he's trained classically and knows everything about the history and the roots and whatever. Then as a guy comes in and says, hey, I can program like that. I'm a hacker. Look what happens. But our business is running on the software that I build, and it works and it works and it does productivity and fabulous. But if that classically trained guy looked at the bottom, oh my God, he calls himself a programmer. I'm a hacker, but man, I get things done.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't know those things. It's that, look, there's a limit to how much time I want to spend studying those things, which do have meaning, but like, this is the real world. Just let's get busy and make something. So I'm sort of the academic, perfectly search for truth, and then the people who actually get things done out in the real world. So, I'm sort of, it's a bit of a mixed analogy back and forth.
Do you have any show and tell? It's 9:20. So it's down to the last 10 minutes.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
I bought some stuff over the weekend, but I've just paid for it today, so it will not be here. What about Sunday morning? Good morning. So no, by the time the next stream comes along, Thursday morning,
Should
there
be
will be
here.
a couple of packages here.
All right.
But today I have no show and tell. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We talked about those, the pigment stuff, the trucks, the
Yes,
boxes
the
upstairs.
pigment
But
box,
I can't
yeah.
start hauling boxes down here.
No.
We will dig into it and show some things
Yeah.
next week, but right now I don't.
Any decisions made on that, or still up in the
I
air?
don't know. I'm still digging through it,
Okay.
and there is not an awful lot of stuff in there that we can use.
Okay.
The price the little boy wanted was no way. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's a lot of stuff in there that the people on these streams can use. But just it's not so useful for us. The point being that there's, I don't know, 10,000. I don't know what numbers. 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 different types of pigment, but there's only like 20 grams of each one. So even if there is one we can use, there it is. We've used it
We've
in 2
used it in
days.
those days.
And we don't use 2,000 types. We use 7 types, and we buy 2 kilograms of each one
Yeah,
at a time.
hi, everyone.
Morning, come on. Hi. Come on.
Ah, too bad KP just left because her prince just arrived.
Let's show. We do have a show and tell. We do have a show and tell. What about the pigments? What are things? It might be
Yeah.
useful for. I'll talk to you about this week.
Yeah.
Because there's so few grams of each one for us, it doesn't make any difference whether we have it or not. So there's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
10,000 bottles there. So suppose we did this. We take a yellow, a green, a purple, a blue, blah, 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 maybe sort of 10 bottles or
Yeah.
12 bottles with a selection. Then the little packs, 8 or 9 packs of this, a couple of the brushes, because there's a box
Yeah.
full of painting brushes.
Right.
Put those in and make here's a 1-pack deal, and it's
Yeah.
like 5,000 yen or something.
Yeah.
And over it goes. So they're cool things. They're
Yeah.
really, really cool and interesting, but
Right.
they're just not so practically
Yeah.
useful for us. You know.
That's good. Okay.
So maybe that treasure turned out to be more of a treasure for the people watching streams than it is for us here at Mocha Hong Kong. So let's see how it goes. Okay. So maybe coming to a webpage near you or stream near you, a selection of pigments from a passed away Japanese artist's atelier. And the dust, we get in those boxes.
Yeah.
I crack open the box and I'm looking at the pigment and the name's written on the top, but I can't see it. And you peel off the dust. That's how much dust is on there. It peels off in a layer that you can pick
Peels
up like a
off
little
in a
carpet.
layer.
It's a carpet of dust.
Oh my gosh.
So like how many years does that represent? In a Japanese house, in a closed room in
Yeah.
a Japanese house.
Oh.
So this is like 20 years or something. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Wow.
Twice I'm gonna
How's
make money.
Emma?
We have some prints.
All right.
Let's have a look. Are you going to show them? I'm going to show them. Let's bring them
Thank
up
you.
here.
You've got a better camera for it.
Yeah, Karen's not here. She's gone to bed or something.
Yep, she just left a few minutes ago, so she missed it. But these are the design we don't yet have in our shop, I believe.
do now, don't we?
Well, yep.
Have you got the story and stuff? Is it all ready to go? So it'll go online like in
Check.
15
She may
minutes
have
or
emailed it to
whatever.
me.
Or
Let's see. I think she may want to use the same story. No, the story was very specific to the design here. Because we've had some artists just say,
yeah.
here's this story for all of them, it's about me,
Yeah,
and then others
yeah.
say, this is about this design. So. I'll check with her.
Bubble check, right?
I'll check with her.
Bubble.
Double check. Bubble wrap.
Here we go. Oh. First appearance, world premiere.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Tell me about it.
This is, I think it's called The Boatman.
Yep.
And this was one of the first designs she sent us when she was saying, I'm coming to
The
Tokyo.
people here know this is
Yeah.
Karen Pittman from Austin.
Right.
Who spent a couple of weeks here
In
April,
March
past
or
spring. So
Yeah.
we didn't teach her. She didn't come here as a student to sit at the feet of the guru. She came here as a printmaker who already had some time and some work behind her. And she came to watch our printers and chat and get involved and see how we do it and stuff like that. And she did learn a lot here. I said we didn't teach her anything, but she just learned the whole time by watching.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to make is she is not our
student.
Yeah, it's our student. She is an independent, interesting person who makes good designs and does stuff by herself. And look at this. Do I need to take it out of the plastic here? I need to be careful because all these plastic papers always get stuck on the front of the print. Plastic packages. If you're not going to muck this up.
Oh, she said, I'm here. I'm glad I didn't leave.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, Karen, talk.
Yeah, you tell us. You know better than we do. So this is one of the first ones she sent over to us to say, hey, I'm interested in printmaking. I'm making some stuff on
That's
my
right,
own.
that's
Can I
right.
come see you?
This
And-
wasn't made here or designed here or anything. She
Right.
sent it to us. Okay, Karen, in
Thought
10, in
this is
25 words or less then, look at this. This is nice. Look at
Smoothly
this
printed,
gradation.
man.
My God, look at this. Look at this. I shouldn't sound so surprised. I'm sorry, that's insulting. Karen, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Karen, what's the best place to show this? Karen, what do you do?
Zoom in a bit.
Just leave it here, zoom in? I don't know. Look at this. Karen, this is going to be sold out this afternoon. How many copies do we have here? Double the price.
Yeah.
Karen, beautiful job. Look at this. Nice paper, right? Nice
Yep.
paper.
Yeah.
Where did you get this paper?
She said, this is a reprint with improved techniques of the first print I made on my own. 13 copies she sent over.
Look at this. My
Yeah.
God. I'm sorry. It really sounds insulting. You really sound so surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm
Just
really
impressed, I think is the
very,
right word,
very
yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Send us over a little blurb so that we can print it out and
Yeah.
put it online.
Look at this. The tones in the clouds here. We've got there's a yellow block at the background here, and then a blue block over top that's got the cloud space chopped. So inside the space here, you see the yellow from the yellow, and on top of the blue, it makes it sort of green, of course.
Yeah.
And the yellow block might go all the way down. No, it doesn't. It's chopped out. I don't know. I'll have to look at how she's done this.
It's very nice.
Yeah, Tony, very nice. Look at the pink. She's done a bit of gradation up at the top here.
Wow.
Look at this, just to add a bit of pink coming in from the top. Kawai-san, do you remember Karen who was here? Haru, America Kara, Karen-san.
Karen was it?
見て。
おお、すごいね。
So, tell the people, what do you think about this? Hey. No, what about you? Take a look. Did you meet Karen when she was here, or did she come after you were here? This is her job. Look at this. Yay.
Karen, is that a double gradation in the lilac color? John asks.
Double gradation in the lilac. We're talking about in the water here.
Maybe so.
I have no idea. Some of it's carved. Like she's been studying the Yoshida print of that
Yeah.
boat at night to see
Right,
how
right.
some of it's darker printed over top, some of it's with holes cut out. There's
Yeah.
at least one block with a base tone here, one block with those ripples cut out,
Yeah.
and one more block with ripples on it, and then a shadow block. It's almost exactly
Yeah.
the way the Yoshida guy
So
did
there are
this.
gradations all over the place, is her answer.
Yeah.
But, yep.
And they're reasonably consistent. This is what the trouble with a lot of the Western printmakers doing this is consistency from one to the other. And Karen is really quite consistent here. It's not perfect. The pink up at the top is a tiny bit different from one to the other, but these are really close and consistent. So, very nice. Thank you, madame. Thank you.
One more.
What's next?
Yeah, what's next?
See, that's Dave. He's satisfied for like 30 seconds and then, what's next? Do it again. What's coming up?
あれ見ましたっけ？すごいカレンさん来て、すごい。
ちょっと2階で。
Oh, very nice. This will be in our shop. It'll be in our guest corner, just to make sure you know what that means. Guest corner means we didn't sponsor it, we didn't produce it, we didn't cut it, we didn't print it, we didn't design it, but we are very happy to have it in our shop. And to get into our guest corner, it has to be Japanese technique, washi paper, printed on wood, water-based stuff, not etchings or whatever. It doesn't have to have a Japanese picture. We don't care about that. That's irrelevant. But it's got to be the Japanese, basically the Japanese traditional techniques.
Yeah.
And it's got to be made at a level enough that you can do more than one copy that looks similar.
Yeah.
That's sort of Dave's private rule for prints coming here into the guest corner.
Got it.
If you can only make one or two and you can't make them look the same, then I'm sorry, you're not ready for us here.
Yeah.
Karen is more than ready. Look at this, get us out. Look at this. Look. Do you remember Karen from last spring? Here, look at this. Look at this.
Isn't that nice?
Anyway, you're right.
Cool.
Sign us
All right,
off.
we're
We
out
have
of
a
here.
ton of work to do here. Let's
Yep,
get going.
we will.
See you on Thursday morning.
Your Wednesday night, probably.
Your Wednesday. I'll
Depending
probably
on where
I'll
you
be carving more of this hair.
are. Okay. See you
Sign us
later.
off. Thank you. See you then.